What up, everybody? Power Book 44, Season 2, Episode 8, titled Dead Reckoning, and we saw the death of a young kid, Leon, right before he was supposed to give a speech on TV, and as a result, the episode concluded with Diamond killing his parole officer and saying, "No, I'm not going back to prison." Before that, we saw Diamond telling Tommy to leave the drugs where they were right there on the floor because this is who he is, a drug dealer, and he gets kids killed. Keep in mind earlier in the episode when Gianna and Diamond were having breakfast that she quoted Maya Angelou saying, "When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time." But Diamond told Gianna he would prove that quote wrong. Also keep in mind that when Big Sid was laying on his deathbed, he told Diamond that he was no good, just like him. So it does look like Leon's death will be the final straw that turns Diamond back into a savage. And it was the mistake of attacking Gianna's baby daddy Jamal that ended up causing Diamond to have to kill his parole officer. Because after Leon's death, Jamal went looking for the PO to tell him that Diamond's been playing him. When Diamond first attacked Jamal, Jamal had no idea who Diamond was. But obviously, he went digging to find out Diamond's nickname and everything because Gianna told him Diamond's government name, David, when they first met. And he was also digging enough to find out who Diamond's PO was. We also learned a little bit more into Diamond and Janard's backstory this episode. When Diamond was eating breakfast with Gianna, he told her their big mama was from Alabama. Around the time Leon was killed, Diamond was actually supposed to be at a meeting trying to get another gang to join the coalition. But Diamond made the decision to help Leon with his speech instead of going to the meeting between CBI and the SODs. Diamond sent Janard in his place, who stepped up and made an excuse for Diamond not being there. This meeting was interrupted by Mirkovic and the Serbs, and during the shootout, Janard saved Tommy's life. Keep in mind how Tommy initially gained Miguel's trust in the first place by taking a bullet for him and saving his life. Now the same plan that Diamond and Tommy are using to take over Miguel's spot as the connect in the city of Chicago and working directly with Che, Janard and Shanti are plotting in the same type of way to take over CBI. Shanti and Janard also gained Tommy's trust all the more by telling him the truth about working with Claudia Flynn. By doing this, Shanti knew that Tommy would want her to keep working with Claudia, so now she can keep making her money, and she earned Tommy's trust at the same time. Claudia has expanded her pill business into the Viagra Triangle clubs, but Elisa's plan to move the pills without Shanti didn't go as planned, so Claudia came asking for Shanti's help. And Shanti threatened Claudia that she'd beat her if she lied to her again. But the problem for Claudia came after this when Mirkovic showed up to Claudia's apartment unannounced, doing what he do best, ready to extort money from somebody. Mirkovic heard about Claudia's expansion and threatened to pull his men and call Tommy Egan if Claudia didn't cut him in. When Claudia was telling Shanti about this, she was ready to go to war. But Shanti decided it was better to agree to the Serbs' terms for now, as long as it means peace. Then Shanti and Claudia toasted their cups, something Claudia did not do with Mirkovic. But one thing I have noticed is that Claudia is becoming less of a priority every episode for Tommy as his problems pile up and as he gets closer to his main goal of becoming the connect in the city of Chicago. And during this episode, Tommy made a bold introduction to Che. Tommy found out that Maria wasn't going to be able to hang out with him one night because she had to go to Che's daughter's quinceañera. Tommy invited himself to the party and showed up with a gift for Che's daughter. When he got there, he was greeted by an unfriendly Miguel who was shocked and outraged that Egan would be so bold, but it was too late. Che came over to see what was going on, and that's when Tommy let Che know about everything that's been going on and that he's been doing for Che and the cartel. We can also see from this conversation that Tommy has learned a little Spanish, and he's been having Maria teach him. Keep in mind that Ghost had Angela teach him Spanish, something he was able to use to his advantage in dealing with the cartel bosses. And Che told Miguel that he likes Tommy. But the question is, how did Tommy find out the time and location of the quinceañera? This is through Miguel's soldier Nunez. Abuela was having a conversation with Miguel right before Tommy walked in and told Miguel to watch out for Nunez. That she heard that he was jealous that Nancy moved up before him, and if he feels left out, he won't be loyal. Also, before Abuela called Miguel over to the table, she was talking to Che, and she told him what a great job he's done raising his daughter. Che's reply was, "And you did a great job with Felipe." Then Miguel and Maria. This is the second time now that we have heard the name Felipe brought up. Maria also mentioned that name and said her father was named Felipe. Power never does this type of thing by coincidence. So is Felipe Lobos, Miguel and Maria's father? Lobos easily could have been with the woman when he was young, then turned to men later on, and has a similar story as JP. And it's almost been 10 years since Lobo was killed, so even though he looked kind of young, he didn't look too young to be Maria's dad for sure. And also keep in mind that Abuela looks more like Miguel's mother than his grandma herself. But did Tommy's bold move of approaching Che cost him his relationship with Maria? Because Maria stormed out the party because she felt Tommy used her to get to Che, and she told Tommy that she needs to take a break to see if she wants to continue their relationship. When Maria got home, she was approached by Stacy Marks, who told her how dangerous Tommy was, and also brought up none other than Lakeisha Graham. So Stacy has been doing her homework into Tommy to know about Lakeisha. What other New York connections will Stacy make moving forward? At the end of the episode, Stacy also got Vic to tell her that he saw Tommy kill Agent Vargas. But as she was confronting Vic, her husband Bobby DeFranco kept trying to pull Stacy out of the office. Definitely keep that in mind moving into the next episode also. DeFranco also seemed to be able to tell that Vic was lying because he was being pressured. She was also able to pressure Vic like that because of Agent Vargas's logbook that Tommy told Vic they needed to check for before leaving, but Vic wanted to get out of there. Keep that in mind also when it comes to Diamond's parole officer, because he most likely logged somewhere that he was going to do a check at Diamond's barbershop. And Tommy also got word at the end of the episode from their lawyer Jenny Sue that there is an informant in the crew. This should immediately put his eyes on Vic, especially after Agent Vargas, the tracker, and how funny Vic been acting. And before I go, JP made the mistake of telling Kate that D-Mac was actually alive. She immediately asked to see him, but he told Kate that she had to get clean first. This is as Diamond is becoming a savage again, and he thinks that D-Mac is dead. And there you have it. Leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments.